initial reaction after this game, the only thing that I can think to say after they just obliterated them, honestly. I did think it would be a little bit closer. Like, I thought, like, right before puck drop, I was like, this is gonna go terribly wrong. I just had this weird feeling. I was like, the Oilers are probably gonna just get blown out. Like, this could probably turn into Game 5 like last year where Vegas won 9-3. And I just had a weird feeling like this could be a blowout. Now, it was a blowout for the Oilers, though. This is the worst game of the Panthers all season. Like, this is the most points that they've given up in the regular season and postseason. 8 goals. And, like, it was over, it was over after the second, it was over after they pulled Bobrovsky. But, like, I still watched it because it's like there's that little bit of curiosity where it's like, hey, what if something crazy happens here, though? Like, what if there is a comeback? What if there is, like, I mean, okay, we're sitting at 5-1. Like, if the Panthers did come back and they did win the game, I mean, it would be the greatest comeback of all time. Kind of that feeling of, like, puck don't lie. Like, the Oilers were eventually going to get 1. Maybe they get 2. My only kind of feelings on this is, where has this Oilers team been all series? Because if this is how well they've performed, like, if they performed like this in any of the first other 3 games, this could be a 2-2 series. This could be a 3-1 series for all we know, where it's 3-1 headed back to Sunrise, where, okay, Panthers sneak out a win. Series is 3-2. Edmonton has the advantage coming back for Game 6. They win it on home ice, something like that. Like, we could get an all-time classic where it's like, oh, the Oilers won it in, 6. Panthers came back from a 3-1 series lead, won it in 7. Like, if this is how the Oilers had played in the first 3 games, we are looking at a totally, completely different series. But it's not. And so now it's kind of like, okay, that's nice. And there's this weird feeling that I have where it's like, this is not going to happen again. But if it does, if it does, it does. Holy cow. Mcdavid finally got on the board. He had a goal. I have a reaction about McDavid, but I'll say it once the Stanley Cup final is over. 4 points, you can't shrug on that. He had a goal, can't shrug on that. But it's like, it's about time that the dam finally broke. Here comes the floods. What do they do now? And that's why I think, like, I'm not trying to discredit the Oilers at all, because they absolutely dismantled them. And if the Panthers aren't, careful, how bad they lost today could definitely affect, like, mindset of all the pressure of, okay, we got to close this series out at home, and it's like, oh crap, we don't close it out. Like we saw, how many games were there, with the Avs and the Stars, and then the Panthers and the Bruins, and then the Canes and the Rangers, where it's like all those teams were up 3-1 and they could have closed it out at home, and none of them did. We'll just have to see. It's, definitely a mental psyche thing. Now the biggest question is, can McDavid show up again for Game 5? Bobrovsky, hey, he's human. He showed he's human. I think he's probably still going to win the Conn Smythe anyways, because there's also that factor, weirdly, where it's like, who says that Sergei doesn't come out next game and get another shutout? You see what I mean? That's where it's kind of like, okay, yeah, you whooped up on him. He, got pulled early because he allowed 5 goals, but it's like, who's to say he doesn't come back and absolutely kick ass like he did in the first couple games? And Game 5's a 2-0, shutout. 3-1. You see what I mean? So, anyways, I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.